Awesome. All right, let me go ahead and copy. Come on. Oh, good Lord, hurry up. Cool. All righty. Get my notes.
Are we live?
I'm going on in now.
Oh, wait. I gotta make you the host again. Sorry.
Okay, we're going on.
Okay. Are we live now?
Just about. Yep.
Almost there. All right, let's see. Yep, we're there.
Awesome.
Hey guys. Make sure I can hear because sometimes my headphones act up.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Hey everybody, we are live.
Hey, what's up?
What episode are we in, Tawanta?
24.
24.
Yes, ma'am.
Wow. First and foremost, thank you to all of our amazing, illustrious, awesome, elegant replay viewers. If you are watching this on replay, please type in hashtag replay so that we can shout you out. Yes. So this show was amazing. We're going to be talking about an awesome topic. I know I was unable to attend last week because last week I attended a mastermind event. So I was once I got off that plane, my voice was done. We was doing some heavy anchoring. So I apologize that I wasn't attending last week, but I know Tawanta jammed it and she shut it down. So thank you so much for that, Tawanta, for continuing on. Because no matter what, guys, we are committed to making sure that we are showing up for each and every one of you awesome ladies every single week, because we love to just talk to you guys and share with you guys topics that really geared towards, what goes on with us in life and women. We was just talking about, Tawanta, before we went live, we were talking about, just the women movement and how it's really being challenged these days and age with all of these people up top, like, who really don't respect, who we are and what we do on a day-to-day basis. But that's a whole nother live for us to go over next time as material. So Tawanta, if you could do us a quick favor and just post the link, the Sister Connection link, and pin that. And make sure that you guys join that tribe. We are going to have some amazing stuff going on inside that tribe coming up soon. Hey, Therese, thank you, sis, for hopping on. Please share. Yes, as you guys come on in, please share or tag someone under this post, because this is not like a pitchy type of broadcast. This is really meant to give you guys value. And also, we'd like to know if Tuesdays are a good day for you guys, because we're Tawanta and I have been talking on the back end whether or not it'd be a good idea for us to switch days to do this show that's more convenient for you guys. So let's just take a vote. If you guys can comment in and chime in whenever you get a chance, and let us know, would you prefer us doing this in the evening time or in the morning time? But really, we're all about what is more convenient, what works for you, because we're going to show up regardless of the fact. We want to show up when it's a convenient time for you. So I was going to kick it off and just introduce myself, and my girl Tawanta is going to do the same. So I am Letitia Campbell. I'm your sales success strategist. I help you dominate your sales online by teaching you how to become magnetically attracted to your customers so that you can design the life that you want. And I do this all inside of my Sales Success Academy 8-week course for network marketing professionals. Go ahead, Tawanta.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Happy Tuesday to all of y'all. I am so happy to see your beautiful faces. Even though we don't see you, but we know you're there. So I'm very thankful to see you guys. I am Tawanta Davis Jones, and I am the founder of Resilience Beauty Academy. And I'm here to help you renew, rebuild, restore your mindset, because we got to take care of this mind, guys, and recharge your inner beauty from the inside out. Yes. We have a lot going on today. We got a lot to talk about today, I would say. And I believe it's going to be a good discussion, a great topic as well. And we're going to go ahead and get down and dirty with it. And the topic today, guys, is be productive, not destructive. Be productive and not destructive, ladies. And, being as though we are in the fourth quarter, if you will, we're trying to get everything done before the end of this year. Is no longer available. We got less than 3 months to go. Time has been going non-stop for us. And I know for the majority of us, we had, a to-do list at the beginning of 2018 of what we wanted to accomplish, right? And we all started out strong, right? We have accomplished certain things, we have achieved some goals and all of that. And then, of course, there was that halt moment. Like we had that, like, okay, I need to take a break, or I'm stuck, or I don't know how I'm going to get this season better than the last or this previous season or whatever. And, time continues to go. And the next thing you know, it'd be like, oh my God, it's October already. And I didn't even finish this. I didn't accomplish that. So, we're trying to figure out how can we be able to get all this stuff in before December 31st. And that's me. I mean, I think all of us are in that situation. For the majority of us, I would say, right? We want to be able to accomplish everything that we had put down, so we can just like, yeah, I finally achieved this goal. I finally won this. But ladies, sometimes when we go too fast, we can self-sabotage ourselves. And we just want to be able to, remind you ladies that, there's a way how we can be able to, successfully accomplish the goals that we want to achieve, and not overwhelm ourselves to the point that we, mess it up. And, we start to emotionally break down and, get discouraged and like, you know what? I don't want to do this no more kind of mindset, right? So Letitia, now we're going to go back and forth, if you will. We know how we do.
Absolutely.
And just fill it in and all of that stuff, right? Yeah. So I'm just going to start it off. And then, of course, Letitia's going to go ahead and fill in and all that. We just go back and forth. So I'm just going to share with you how we as women need to continue to be productive. First of all, we got to work with the time. Our time is very, very valuable, right? But we sometimes do waste time over things, that is really not, that's not helpful for our business or for our personal life. We have to learn how to prioritize our time better so we can be able to produce, be able to produce the way, we ought to produce, if you will, right? So, of course, like in our personal life, we need to be able to put that time in for our children, for our spouse, and, other things that's going on in our personal life, right? Because we got work, right? Some of us do work outside the home. There are some of us who are stay-at-home moms like me, entrepreneurs that works behind, in the home, right? And then we got our kids, and then we have our spouse, and then we have other, personal obligations that needs our attention. And all of those elements are very, very important. But if we balance it out properly, if we can learn how to prioritize our time, you can see that it will, it won't weigh us down. Everything that we have on in our lives deserve our attention. That is so vital, right? But if you put more attention on one thing and totally neglect the other, it's unbalanced, right? It's unbalanced, and it becomes very, very overwhelming. And of course, that person or whatever that is, it doesn't, it gets really, what's the word? They get annoyed. How about that, right? When it comes to your family. Am I right? They get totally annoyed. Like, okay, when you say you was going to spend time with me, you say you was going to take me to the movies, you say you was going to do this or do that. And yeah, you said it, but you got so caught up with that one thing, and we all do that, right? We all do that. But we got to understand that time doesn't wait for anybody. Time keeps on ticking and it keeps on moving. But we can still have a productive day and a productive week if we just, break it down and say, okay, this is how much time I'm going to spend with my family, or how much time needed with my family, or how much time needed with my kids, and so forth and so on. So we need to really balance that out. That is very, very important. Also, how about managing your stress level? Right? Stress is very destructive, guys. If you don't take care of that, I'm telling you, stress can kill not just you physically, but it can kill everything in your life. It can mess up your career. It can mess up your relationships with your friends, your family, your children, all of those things. And it's so important that, you know, you can be productive by managing your time and managing your stress. You can, because listen, there's so many things going on in the world right now. So many things is happening in your job right now, and everybody's pulling and tugging and pulling and tugging.
Right.
And they want you to be able to handle this. Oh, can you be able to handle this? Can you be able to take care of this? Can you be able to, you are so good at this and this, that, or whatever. And, you know, we as women, we want to make everybody happy. We want to make the whole atmosphere peaceful. So we're going to go ahead and try to do what we want to do. But at the end of the day, it causes so much stress, overwhelmness, and tiredness. That's right. Okay. I came across a little statistic here. 40% of workers reported that they are, you know, very extremely stressful. That's 40% of workers that are very, very overwhelmed in their job.
Wow.
Because, you know, first of all, they're trying to, you know, please their supervisor, trying to please their colleagues, trying to get to the top, trying to, you know, take care of all the assignments and other things that's pretty much not even part of their title, if you will, or their position. You know, there's so much going on in the job. And at the end of the day, when they get home, they don't have the energy or the desire or the passion to do anything else. And it can stress you out. I know for me personally, my husband, you know, he's a hard working type of man. That's just by nature. Mm-hmm. And, you know, when he was working for one of the big threes here in Detroit, you know, in the corporate world, I'm telling you, it was crazy. It was crazy. Yeah. And he did not have the freedom to do the things that he wanted to do because, you know, he's a private type of dude. So, but where he was in that main corridor of that floor, and it's all cubicles everywhere. So the privacy was just totally limited. And then he had all of these people coming to him from left and right because he's in the field of public relations. So, you know, he's dealing with the media. He's dealing with all this stuff going on around him. But he would come home and he would be so like not there. It's like you have the image of him, but the mind was totally gone. It was like disintegrated because it was just so much pressure, so much drama, you know, going on at the job. And then, you know, trying to be competitive in that type of environment can even be 10 times worse. And I think Letitia could definitely going to talk more in detail about that too, because she worked outside the home prior to, correct? Yep, and, you know, she can definitely talk on that more. And, you know, I worked before too, you know, before I got married and everything. With my job, it was stressful, but it was not to the degree where my husband, you know, was, because I wasn't working in a corporate kind of situation. Yep. So, but it was still stressful for my sense of mind. It was kind of crazy because I was dealing with, you know, college students and all of that stuff. But I had to learn how to break it down and not get so overwhelmed over the issues and the problems, because if I allow all of that stuff to take effect in my life, it was going to cause distraction. It was going to cause a lot of pain. It was going to cause a lot of, you know, emotional distress. My attitude was will be fluctuating and all of that stuff. And that's what I was getting from my husband. Mm-hmm. You know, his attitude was shifting. He was just a hot mess, right? Yeah. And, you know, being a stove, we as women, since we are close to, you know, finishing up this year, there's a lot on our list of to-dos that we have not accomplished. And we want to try to get it done. You're like, oh, I got to get this done. I got to get this done. And this, that, or whatever. And we lose focus. Yeah. We lose focus on what is important, what is of value, what, you know, what matters, what matters, right? And because guess what? You could go ahead and do all this stuff for all those people at that job. They don't care. They don't. I'm just being honest. They don't care. My husband realized that. They didn't care about him. Yeah. You know, they just wanted him to do the job and that's it. And even though he went beyond and he worked those late night shifts, you know, he stayed after hours, so to speak, you know, working an extra 3 or 4 hours and all of that stuff. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So, you know, that's why I think a lot of people, you know, decided like, you know what, I'm done with the corporate world because it's just too abusive. It's just too demanding. It's just too stressful and all of that stuff. And I'm going to focus on me. I'm going to focus on building my brand. I'm going to, have control over my life versus having those people in the corporate world control my life, abusing me with all of this added information, all this work, all this stuff on my table, on my office table, if you will, and demand me to get it done at a certain time.
That's true.
Right? Because my husband, he was like, I got to do this. I have to take care of this. This has to be done. I got to send it to the journalist, this, that, or whatever. So he was always on the computer, always on the telephone, always in meetings. And meetings can be distracted too, y'all.
Yes, it can.
It could be distracting. It can be stressful.
Yep.
And because you already working on an assignment that needs to be due, right, at the end of the day, but then you have these abrupt meetings that truly don't mean nothing. Half the time you just like, what are you talking about?
Exactly.
I don't understand. And that's like a half hour, if not maybe 45 minutes of time that was not used properly. You could have used up that time to finish up that assignment that need to be at the desk of your supervisor within a matter of hour or so. So all of these things that we as women deal with, it is taxing.
That's
and
true.
It's stressing and it's very tiring. And, if you don't, manage your stress level, if you don't put a halt to it, I'm telling you, it's going to self-sabotage. You're going to destroy yourself, right? Because you know what, ladies, we do have power, but we don't utilize it properly like we should. I mean, just because you're working for somebody, I understand you got to respect. There's a protocol and all that stuff. I get that. But at the same time, you still need to let them know, listen, I can only do but so much.
That's
and
right.
I know what my job title requirements are. This here is not my part of my job.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? You got to speak your truth. You got to
true.
speak your truth. But I know for us, some of us sisters, we don't want to speak the truth because we don't want to get reprimanded. We don't want to get, we don't want to get scolded at, or we don't want to be
team players.
Exactly. So those are some of the things I have wanted to share with you as far as being productive and all of those things. Letitia, you could go ahead and tap on that.
I mean, absolutely. Thank you so much, Tawanta. This is a really good topic because I'm glad, this is a topic that Tawanta suggested for us to talk about today, is because the reason why this is the perfect time to discuss this, because many of us need to get organized now.
Yeah.
Okay? We have about 10 weeks left of 2018.
Yeah, we do.
You need to start preparing and constructing your 2019 year now. We can't wait till the end of the year to start really getting things moving. We got to accelerate now. So when you think about the word productive versus destructive, right? Those are two way separate extremes. So if you're thriving in, because I'm talking about the business end, if you're thriving in a productive business, if your business is productive, you should be accelerating, right? It's sort of like like I was just on a plane last week, and you start off at the runway, and then you're revving yourself up with momentum, and then you're just flying up. You're accelerating. So one way to know is, if you're asking yourself this question, well, am I productive in my business or not? The quickest way to answer that is to ask yourself, is your business growing? Are you making more money? Or do you have more people on your email list? Are you growing? Did you start off with a certain amount of followers at the beginning of this month, and now you increase that by 20%? That's how you know if your business is productive or not. And if all those things did not happen, then you're living a business of destruction, whether it's all these up, downs, peak moments, down moments, peak moments, down moments. And in your business, you always should be in acceleration mode, going higher and higher and higher and higher than you did before. Because one of the things I don't want you guys to sort of inherit that's misleading is that it takes time to grow a business. Yes, that's true. But regardless doing your growth process, you should always be leveling up every single month, practically every single day, right? If you're having months where you're in a negative all the time, that means that your MLM, because that's the market that I speak to, is destructive, right? You're not doing the things that are going to help and allow you to accelerate. So I'm going to give you guys 3 bits of like information to really get a more broader perspective. And once again, guys, get a pen and paper out, because, you know, everything that Tawanta said is totally factual and true. And what I'm talking to you guys about right now is sort of solidify all these things and piece it together. But the first thing you got to understand is that putting dollar signs on people needs to stop, right? We always, if we go live or if we're doing an email or whatever, we always think, okay, I need to make, hold on one second, so sorry. No problem. We always think, well, I need to make this much money today. And yeah, I get that. But when the destructive side comes is when we put dollar signs on everybody that we interact with. And instead of putting dollar signs, right, you need to give value. You need to educate, empower, and inspire everybody, every individual that you come across with, every individual that comes into your life and whatnot. I remember yesterday, one of my clients inside of my Sales Success Academy program, she mentioned that she was on live with another coach, you know, somebody who's in the network marketing world. And she asked a simple question that everybody asks when they're first getting to know who you are and what you do. So she said, okay, so what do you do? What do you provide that's different from everybody else? So the young lady responds, she said, Google me. Like, yeah, that's what she said, Google me. Like, I was shocked that even people say that still to this day. Google me. What does that mean, Google you, right? And you know what? I looked at this situation when my client told me this. I was like, you know what? She was not clear on who she was and what she was. The thing that she was thinking of is that everybody that she spoke to, they was thinking, she was thinking of them as dollar signs, instead of saying, you know what, let me connect my message to market and able to convey, because in that opportunity would have been a great chance for her to educate her audience on what she does, empower them to to make a change in her life, and inspire them to say, hey, I want to work with you. Instead, she said, Google me, right? And that's not a term we always want to say, because I was just at an amazing event back in March and around over 3,500 entrepreneurs. And practically half the room approached me. They said, who you are, what you do, right? Who you are, what you do. And you got to nail that down and stop looking at everybody as if they were a dollar sign. And if you don't know who you are, what you do, if all you have to say, well, my MLM is my brand, is who I am and what I do, you got to really reevaluate. Because, you know, people want value, not your position, right? And we miss that market.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah, absolutely. The second thing is that, you know, you got to stop focusing on multiple things at one time. When you're having a business, multitasking is not something that's going to get you, it's going to allow you to get to your goal much faster. You got to get laser focused. If it's growing like these next 10 weeks, more than anything, I'm focused on growth. Right? I'm focused on getting people who don't know who I am and getting them aware of who I am and how I can help them reach their destination much faster. Because no matter what, I tell my clients all the time, you guys are going to be successful whether you have me as a mentor or not. I just help you get there much faster with resources and systems and implementation. So it's sort of like, you know, growth should be the name of the game, because then when you're going to be kicking down the door of 2019 with a whole crew of raving fans who just love you and trust you and willing to buy whatever you have to offer them. So I know around this time of season, and this goes into my number 3, we get into that panic mode of sell, 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 like that movie Coming to America. Sell, 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 like we're the stock exchange, right, out here in New York City. And we're not thinking about what most important thing. Are we giving value? Are we educating our audience? Are we inspiring them? Like doing those things every day that gets them to know that we care and that we're here to serve them, right? So I get it. Your upline is telling you, get out there and just post all day. Get out there, because everybody's on their social media. Everybody's looking at their news feed. And if you're not up there, they're not going to buy your stuff. But you got to say, you know what, I want to do something different. I don't want to saturate people's news feeds with the products that I offer. I want to give value. So that way, now that you know that 99% of your audience is on Facebook right now or on Instagram or whatever, that's an awesome opportunity for you to build your brand awareness. And for you to really get out there and connect, to like lead them into your community. So that way they're following you forever. Because we want people following us forever, not just for the holiday season, but we want that one person to catch our content in January, February, March, April, May, all throughout the rest of 2019. See, many of us missed this crucial moment in our business where we do have an influx of people looking at this device practically their entire day. Over 120 times they touch their phone a day without even realizing it. Like if you really mapped out how many times you touched your phone today, you'd be astonished, right? So we got to take this opportunity to leverage this amazing platform where we can share who we are and what we do and how we can help our audience, right? We got to think beyond the products that we offer, right? And really look at it as, okay, I need to look at myself as a brand, and I need to let people know what is it that I can provide to them that's more than the products that I sell. That's how you become a productive MLMpreneur, as I say, and not lead a business where there's nothing but destruction, where you're doing everything that everybody else is doing and you're not standing out. Because that's the number one comment that I get all the time from many of the people that follow me. They say, Letitia, well, how do I stand out? Because everybody is out there posting. They're doing what we call push marketing, where they're out there posting all day, not giving any value, and then you wonder why only one person liked your post. Because people go on social media to sort of get away from their current reality. I know that I do. I know when I get on Instagram, I fall into that Instagram black hole. That's why I sort of like decline how many people I follow, because all this content is like a freeway. Like when you look at it, whenever you go online, it's like a freeway. Everybody's going in both directions. Either they're retaining content or they're distributing content, right? So you got to reevaluate, well, if my audience is getting so much stuff thrown at their faces on a daily basis, not just with people posting, but also with all these sponsored ads. The sponsored ads have increased. I don't know if you guys noticed, but when you go on your Facebook or even your Instagram, you see so much ads sponsored being thrown at your face, right? So now you got to say, reevaluate. I don't want to do what everybody else is doing. I want to give value. I want to show up every day and live a life of having a productive business instead of falling to that same destruction mode, right? Like everybody else is doing. This lady is so key, guys, that you got to mask and understand, because this time of year is an awesome time to have this conversation, because we are so easily falling into the normal systems that everybody else is doing. And even though it's not working, we still do it. So we got to sit back and decide and say, you know what is going to work and what's not going to work.
Right.
Mm-hmm. You need to eliminate those things that are not going to work, that are not going to really give you money or provide you growth in the long term, and stay close to a plan, right? And a strategy that's going to allow you to dominate, not just for the holiday season, but forever. Because you guys want to still have a business come January, February, March. And let me tell you what your MLM is going to do. They know that many of you guys are going to fall off. They know come January, you guys are going to have a slow month. They're like, you know what, I don't want to do this anymore. Or you're not only going to fall off, is that you're going to just take time off. They know that. So they're going to throw in like a special incentive, whether it be half off the starter kit or give you guys a special incentive to win an incentive trip. Because they know that your momentum is going to go down. So they need to recoup. They need to recoup because they still got goals to make too. Because when you make your goal, they make their goal. Right? So really, it's like we got to live a business where we're not making it about our MLMs or our network marketing companies. We're leveraging it for us. You grow and build your audience from the front end, and then you'll be able to have lasting audience forever. So if you ever decide to do something else, you have people who are willing and ready, who say yes to you, who want to do business with you. This is so crucial, ladies, because I made this mistake in the past before. Around the holiday season, I was like, you know what, holiday season is going to be my time of year. I'm going to get out there and sell. And if you haven't been using my systems and strategies that I've been going live and telling you guys the second and third quarter about growth and focusing on building your audience, building your tribe, building your email list, many of y'all would have probably already had make money right now. You know, but if you wasn't preparing yourself the second and third quarter, that's fine. Take this opportunity now that you know that everybody is on their phones on this device multiple times a day. Take this opportunity to focus on your growth. How large you want to get your email list, how large you want to get your Facebook groups, how large you want to grow your audience. So that way you're kicking the door down in 2019. Right? You're not trying to build traction and build momentum because it's already there. You already build it now. take that opportunity, because it's so easy for us to fall backwards into this destructive business without even realizing it. And we do the things, the systems and strategies that our MLM tells us to do just so we can make a quick buck. And we don't want to live a business where we're just making a quick buck. We want to build a business that we want to have 5-10 years down the line, and also add some other stuff on top of that that can create us other streams of income. Right? So it's just so important, ladies, that we understand the concept of really, sometimes I'll just, one day a week, I'll sit down with myself and I have like my own CEO meeting. Normally I do those things every Monday, and say, okay, what is it that I'm focusing on this week? Because I get it. When you go to those team meetings and those upline meetings and stuff like that, they want you guys focusing on all these different things, right? Which is really only benefiting them. Of course, they're going to sell it to you as if it's benefiting you. But really, if you sat down, because I believe in having that common sense, like my great-grandmother says, if you don't have common sense, you don't have anything, right? And we need to sit down and say, what is going to work for me long term? Right. I don't just want to make a quick buck for today. I don't want to just make $5 today. I just don't want to make $25 today. I want to think of the long term for my business. And if that means taking a whole group or herd of people who just love to watch me, love my content, and always want to get closely connected with me, that is the plan that you need to work on. So if you guys have any questions, definitely pop on in the comments. But yeah, by far, this is just an amazing topic to talk about, because we lose focus so fast, because like Tawanta said, all these pieces of information and advice is being thrown at us. But I want to tell you something that's going to work. If you're focusing on growth instead of selling, if you're focusing on value instead of making those offers, long term, you're going to have a dramatic amount of difference, not just in your business, but most importantly in your bank account. Right? And that's why we do what we do at the end of the day, is to be able to make enough money so that we're able to give back to our community, right? We're able to give back, to be there for the people who we love most, and we're able to prosper and grow.
Yeah. Absolutely. And you know what, that also, when you start taking the time out to really, grow in your craft, if you will, you start to learn more about you.
Absolutely.
You start to see some things coming out of you that you never thought could ever happen. And you'll become so amazed at the things that you accomplish, that you have started out. Some of you probably don't even know that you have the quality, you have the skills of being a great speaker, or being a great mentor, or being a great coach, or being a great advisor, or what have you. You really don't know, because you have been bombarded with so much stuff that really don't apply to your skills, or don't even apply to your worth. You know what I mean? When we get so caught up with life and with the world and everything, it submerges our growth. It submerges who we really, really are. Yeah. And that's why so many of us are so overwhelmed. And as I said before, we get so stressed. We get, we just get, totally tired. And then we procrastinate. We start putting things off because we get so emotionally tired, spent, overwhelmed, and all those things. So what Letitia is saying is absolutely 100% truth. It really, really is, because let's keep it real. There's still people who are working. There's people who are working outside the home, right? Yeah. And you're already feeling it. This has been like this forever, for generations and generations. My mom was overwhelmed and tired, when she was working and cleaning people's homes and all of that stuff, because she was trying to provide and take care of me. I'm the only child, but I can imagine how it is for those who have more than one child, and they're trying to take care of the home and take care of the kids and try to keep food on the table, trying to get their education together and all of that stuff. And then, you truly lose focus on your priorities as far as, taking care of you, taking care of your dreams and your goals. So it is so important that we, do better by managing our time and, being managing our stress level and all those things, and not try to self-sabotage ourselves and destroy ourselves at the end. Because we can still win. We can still make it. We can still, achieve some goals before this year and out. Even if you don't accomplish everything on that list, it's okay. It is not the end of the world. We put so much pressure on ourselves. You're like, oh man, I didn't finish this. I feel like a loser, or I feel, and especially if we see some of our peers, reach that level of success, if you will. And, you're happy for them, but yet you still kind of down because you didn't complete complete what you wanted to do. And you feel guilty, and you like, oh, see, if I just would have stayed focused, if I would not allow this or that would happen, I would have been there. Don't do that to yourself. No. Don't put all of that weight and all of that guilt and all that stuff on you, because it's you the one that's doing that. That's what we're talking about self-sabotage, and you doing that to yourself, right? It's not the end of the world. Just because 2018 is soon to expire, that doesn't mean you got to go along with it either, right? There's a new year coming up, and January 1st, 2019 is a brand new year. And guess what? You decide how that year is going to work for you.
That's right.
It's all about that mindset.
Yeah, and people ask me all the time, they were like, well, how do you leave your 9 to 5? Because I know many of you have a goal of leaving that 9 to 5 in 2019. It excites you and empowers you and allows you to really get into this state of like, wow. And you're not just, more than anything, is deeper than that. When you think of leaving that 9 to 5, that day job, you're sort of thinking like, well, I can spend more time with my family. I can travel more. I can build my business more. But people ask me all the time, well, how did you do that? It's because I focus on growth. I didn't think of, well, if I'm getting a paycheck every 2 weeks, okay, I got that part. But now I need to say, okay, let me build my email list. Let me grow my tribe. Let me even get out there more times a day, multiple times a day, so that people can see me more often. Everything's about impact, right? And if you want to leave a job and you're focusing on making all these offers every single day, and you're not trying to build a community like Gary Vee and Russell Brunson, all these amazing gurus talk about all the time, when it is time for you to take that transformation or that transition in your life, you're not going to have anybody that's going to experience it with you or even be able to see it, because all this time you are focusing on self. Productivity, again, has everything to do with building that acceleration in your business. So that way, when you reach that moment, you have people who can share that moment with you and able to say, you know what? I've been following you for a long time and watching you for a long time. I see you transition. I see you leveling up, and they be able to enjoy the moment with you. And the reason why we get so chaotic and overwhelmed, because if you're doing different things and they're not working, of course you're going to get overwhelmed. Of course, things are going to get destructive, but you got to regauge your focus.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You do have to engage your focus. It's so important. And you have to eliminate the things that is just not servicing any purposes for you. That's including your family. That's including your family too. As much as you love them, as much as you want to spend time with them, you have to let them know, listen, we're going to spend time together, but I have to focus on this. I have to take care of this and all of these things. And of course, your family may not understand. They may not get it, but if that's okay. You have to explain to them in due time. When you have that time with them, you explain to them, okay, in order for you to see to see the success or see the harvest of what you put in, or whatever the time you put in, you have to be committed to doing this, at that time, right? Because if you allow
to commit to
right, if you allow other things coming in, it's going to distract you, and it's going to prolong the time. It's going to, and when you do that, you get so frustrated. I know with me, I get distracted in a minute. I'm going to keep it real. I get distracted. I know me. I get focused, but something happens. Like, what is it? What is it you need? What is it? When it comes to my kids or whatever, because, they're my priority. Those are my babies. And if anything's going on, they got my attention. But now I realize, babe, I got to take care of this right now. Just give me a minute. Just give me 1 minute, right? That's the same thing with my husband. My husband is very, very dedicated with work. That's just his vibe, right? Yep. And when he's zoned in, he's in. Nobody can come in. Nobody.
That's right. Nobody. No. It's like boundaries. Yeah, we gotta say
Yes.
that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I mean, I have mad respects for that because, you know, when he's focused, he doesn't let anything distract him whatsoever because he wants to get it done.
That's true.
He wants to get it done. And when he gets it done, it's like a release. You know, he feels like he accomplished something, like he finally achieved this thing. There was no distractions. And even though he feels bad, you know, he wants to spend time with me or he wants to spend time with the kids or whatever, he got to get this thing done because it's a lot of pressure on him. It's a lot of weight on his shoulders, and he does not want to continue to prolong the time any further.
Yep.
And men, honestly, most men, that's how they are. They get zoned in and they do the job. I have to be honest with you. And there are some women that does that too, but most women don't. You know, we get so easily distracted because we want to multitask. That's the thing. But multitasking can really be very, very bad for you. I'm sorry, ladies. Let's keep it real because we want to be like that super woman, you know, and try to do everything all at the same time and all of that. But I'm telling you, it doesn't work in your favor, right? It really doesn't, because at the end of the day, you get so overwhelmed, you get tired, and, you know, you just mess up on your own self because you don't have that desire to do things for you. You totally diss yourself, your dreams, your goals, but you don't have a problem, you know, making somebody else's dreams come true, you know, especially for those who are working for somebody else. You know, they having you working like a slave all day long, right? Having you work on these extra hours and you making that person's dreams come true, but your dreams is on the hold. You don't have that passion. You don't have that desire, you know? And I know for sure, because, you know, my husband been there, done that too, you know? So it's all about, you know, prioritizing your time. It's all about really being laser focused, knowing what is important, knowing what matters to you. You know, you give it that time, you get it that dedication, you know, and I'm telling you, if you stay connected and be consistent with it, you will start seeing some great results at the end, right? Those of you who are on here, thank you so much for coming on. Again, continue to share. We do appreciate you very, very much. Yes. So Letitia, do you have anything else to share? Is she on? Oh, she's on pause. Okay. So listen, guys, if you have any questions, any questions, let us know. We'll be happy to answer the questions. Again, Letitia and I, we come on here every Tuesday at 10 o'clock.
I'm so sorry about that. I was looking for a video to show them, but I guess I'll show that for the next episode. Yeah. So, okay. Like I was saying, you know, what Tawanta mentioned, one thing that struck a chord with me was that men get laser focused. You know, how the traditional home standard is these days is that the wife, you know, we cook, we clean, we take care of the kids.
Right.
We have jobs ourselves, many of us as well. So the men get everything taken care of already. So they already automatically have an opportunity to work on the things or get focused on the things that they want to get focused on. So that's why 9 times out of 10, they'll get to their destination or their goal much faster, because we have provided them an environment to where they could focus on all the things they want to focus on, and we just multitasking. So my family dynamic has changed dramatically in the past year, because I had to sit down and told my husband, and yes, this was very challenging and hard for him to understand, is that we're not going to live that traditional home lifestyle. You need to contribute and you need to help too. And it has to be a two-way street here. I can't be the one cleaning up all day, cooking every single night, and things like that. Yes, you're going to have to eat some leftovers. So if I make a big pan of baked ziti, which lasts us 3 days, guess what? We're having baked ziti for 3 days. Now, in the past, I used to be very guilty about allowing my kids to have leftovers all the time. But if I want to get the things I need to get done, I can't focus primarily my day on cooking or cleaning. Yes, there's some days when my house is a complete mess. So guess what? My kids are going to get chores too, because I cannot be the sole cleaner, the sole cooker, the sole caregiver, because when you're trying to build a business, you need to enlist help. You need to get your family to understand that, hey, I'm trying to build this business. I'm trying to make sure to build this business so that you guys can leverage it in the future and we can do all the things we want to do. So yes, there's some nights where I'll order Uber Eats. Yeah, there's some nights where I'll order Uber Eats and I'll say, okay, we're going to have Uber Eats tonight. You know what I'm saying? And I don't feel guilty about it. You got to decide, what are you willing to commit to? So if you're willing to commit to your business from now into the end of 2019, you got to say, okay, what do I need help on? Because you're not Superwoman, right? You're a domination queen. The dominators know what their limits are, what they can do and what they can't do. And whatever things they can't do, they need to say, I need to enlist help from my herd, from my family members and friends to help out and what have you. So if the kids got to have chores, guess what? The kids need to have chores. You know, even I got the little baby, she walking now, she be picking stuff up and handing me things one at a time. It takes her longer, but you know, you got to get those children an opportunity to help, because if they're just sitting there playing video games all day, like, wait a second, time out. Like, I do this like at least 3-4 times a day. Time out, guys. Come on, clean up. They know, time out. You know, if you want to have a song, clean up, everybody. Whatever you got to do to get them to clean up, right? And so you got to say, I'm so committed to my business, but I know for a fact that I'm not going to beat myself up because I'm not Superwoman, right? So I'm sitting here and I'm reevaluating my household. I'm like, you know what? I need to get some cleaners in here. I need to do this and do that. So I'm able to sit in front of this laptop and get done what I need to get done, you know? And another thing is, like, even like my husband and I were planning a family vacation in the next couple of weeks. So I sat down with him. I said, listen, you know, I'm going to be working my business too. You know what I'm saying? And we just had this conversation last night. And he's like, oh, you know, I don't know about that. I was like, listen, when you have a business, there is no such thing as vacation. There isn't. I go on vacation, but I would, if I'm someplace like, you know, traveling or whatever, yeah, I am going to spend at least 2 hours through that day, you know, plugging into my email, making sure everything is going the way it needs to go. For me, vacation is a different meaning for me than it was before. I can still enjoy myself and still enjoy, you know, working my business, because my business is my hobby, is my passion, is what I love to do. So for me, it's not like work. So and even, you know, last night we had that conversation, and this morning I talked about it again. I was like, okay, how do you feel about what I just said? Because you got to understand that having a business is not like having a job. You just can't say, well, I'm going to take off for a week and a half and I'm not going to touch anything. I'm not going to do anything, blah, blah, blah. You know, he still felt kind of funny about it. But at the end of the day, we got to say, listen, I'm committed to this. I'm committed, not only committed to my business, I'm committed to making sure that it's successful. I'm committed to making sure that my clients are still, you know, getting engagement and getting interaction from me. And yes, there's certain things I'm going to put on automation once I go on vacation. That's not a problem. But like the touches that needs to be made has to be made. So it's just, you got to really reevaluate and say what level of commitment you're willing to take. Because many of us say that we're all committed, but really we're not. The minute we get around our partners, the minute we go to work, our commitment gets watered down and it just withers away into just you saying, well, whatever. Right?
Right.
You just got to change it. Yep.
Yeah, we do. What I was going to say, it just slipped my mind that fast. Oh, well, you were just talking about earlier about, you know, you have so much going on in your house and that you are in the process of, you know, asking for help. That's the key thing too, ladies. Learn to ask for help. Ask for assistance. If you have a lot going on in your home, you know, Letitia, she has, how many kids you have? You have 4, right?
4 babies.
Yeah. And that's a lot. That's a lot. And then on top of that, she has her business. And then on top of that, you know, she has a home to manage. You know, that's a lot going on, you know. And for some women, you know, we don't want to ask. We want to be able to handle it all and all of those things. But that just weighs you down. And you're still not able to get a lot done like you want to, right? So don't be afraid to ask for help, ask for assistance. You know, if your kids are older, like if they're teenagers or something like that, you could pay them a little something, help them to file something, help them to put stuff away for you, or whatever the easy things that, that, that you normally do, but really does not need your time, or commitment, because you got something else that's more important that you need to take care of, like right away. So get your kids, if they're old enough.
Right. And also tell them why they're doing it. I do that a lot with my kids.
Why. Yeah.
I just don't just say, okay, clean up. I tell them why. Like, okay, mommy needs to go on her live. She has a master class tonight, and she needs to, make a certain goal so that you guys can get what you want, and mommy can help the people that she needs to help. So my 8-year-old, she helps me with my lighting. Like, she really helps and gets involved because she feels like she's part of our overall end result. Mm-hmm. And just including them in, and not just saying, do this, do that, but tell them why. Tell them why when they come home, they need to get their clothes ready and out for the next day, or they need to, start their homework right away so that they're able to, sort of have some downtime, once the night ends. Like, don't just, I just had to get out of the habit of just saying, do what I say and that's it, because that's how I grew up. I was afraid to even ask my mom, why? Like, why? Oh, I would never ask Pat that. No, you don't ask Pat why. You just do what you're supposed to do, or else you're going to get something heavy hot up inside your head. And that's it. Snap right out of it. But yeah, I do give my kids the opportunity to ask questions. And there's some days where it gets kind of annoying, and I do feel a little frustrated. Like, hey, just do it.
Yeah, and that also teaches them about business.
Yeah,
it also teaches them how to, what's important, what's of value when it comes to business, and how you need to be committed, and how to be consistent, and all of those things. So, when you involve your kids, or anyone for that matter, they see like, wow, she's really doing something productive.
And they grow up not being given not taking what's being given to them. I want my kids to challenge whatever salary they're getting. If they go for an interview and they say, oh, I'm going to pay you this, I'm like, okay, well, what is that going to cover? Like, I want them to negotiate their wealth, what their value is, because a lot of times, especially for my daughters, and, Tawanta, you have 2 little girls too, well, they're teenagers now, but you want them to sort of negotiate their word. And if people are not willing to give them what they want, walk on out, move on.
Move on. Yeah. And that's you are right on point, because that's how it is with my oldest daughter. She is very vocal about certain things, and she doesn't rush to nothing or anything like that. She's like, okay, this is not working for me. I don't want to do it. I don't want to invest my time in something that's not going to give me value.
Absolutely.
And especially now that she's a senior in high school, she's very, very protective over that, because she doesn't need any other outside nonsense to distract her from her purpose.
Yep.
And that's just her in general. But being as though this year is the most important year of her 4 years in high school, she's taking it very, very seriously, and she cannot afford any nonsense, any foolishness, because she lets you know. She's very vocal about it. Yeah. But, that's just how her mindset is. She doesn't have time for the game. She doesn't have time for the foolishness. If you're going to help her. If not, she'll figure out another way. She's not going to utilize her energy over nonsense or over foolishness. That's just how she is. And I'm very proud of her mindset, because, a lot of people, and it's just people in general, they don't speak that truth.
Yep.
They just allow people just to come in and just suck up all of the energy, all of their power, if you will. And then they want to know why things are not happening for them, why their business is not going this way, why my family's not this, why we're not together, why our communication is not this. Because you allow all of this extra stuff, to come in your life and cause all this kind of confusion and commotion. Absolutely. And you just gotta put a halt to it. You gotta open up your mouth and say no more. This is not important to me anymore. I don't think we should continue this relationship, or we just need to be apart from each other for a minute, because I don't have the time. I don't have the time. But ladies, it's so important that you definitely utilize your time the proper way. Learn to open up your mouth and speak your truth. Ask for help. Ask for assistance. This is all about growth.
Don't feel guilty about it. Don't feel
guilty about it.
Order Uber Eats tonight because you don't want to cook for 2 hours. You just want to focus on your business.
Yeah.
Or what have you. Don't feel guilty about that. Be proud that you recognize the fact that you're not superwoman. You don't have superpowers. You can't, speed time up or slow time down, or, or whatever. Just acknowledge in that moment that it's okay to have a super team behind you, whatever that is. If it's your Uber Eats app, or if it's the guy that comes every other week to pick up your laundry, like, be proud that you have people helping you and assisting you. It's so, because the men got that in us. Our husbands have a maid, intimate partner, a chef, a daycare provider, all in us.
They sure do.
They have it all in that one woman that you are. They have a super team right behind them in you. So never feel guilty that, I remember when I first started, having laundry coming, a laundry guy come and pick up my laundry. My husband was like, "Oh, you sure we can afford that?" I said yes, because now that I have it, I'm going to make sure that we can afford it. And I never asked him for any money for that. You know what I'm saying? And he gets the stuff washed, pressed, all that stuff. And
that's good.
I feel like I am superwoman, because I know how to take my delivery.com app and say, boop, come tomorrow, pick it up. Sometimes I don't even separate the stuff. I just give them in the bags as is. Comes back all nicely folded. Now I need to hire somebody to take it out the bags and put it away. But
that's an awesome tool.
Yeah.
That's an awesome tool. That's an awesome app right there, ladies, to definitely go ahead and, get those, services that are available in your area.
And as a business owner, right, you're helping the community. Like, I feel like I'm hiring and giving people who are skilled at folding and doing laundry, or skilled at cleaning the house up. And I feel like I'm giving back to my community, right? If I'm paying them a certain amount of money a week. And that's really what a small business owner is. One of the entities of it is that we're able to work our passion and give back to those people who are also have an amazing passion for cooking, cleaning, doing laundry, watching kids, have them come on in and continue on with that. Because then they're going to turn around and say, well, Letitia, she was an amazing customer of mine, and she gave me an opportunity to do this for her, do that for her, be her personal assistant or whatever, It's just, you just keep that cycle going, right? You keep that cycle going of just having people come along the ride. Yeah. Right.
Absolutely. Shoshana says, I used to pay my niece to put labels on her products, and like I said, you utilize the people in your household. If they're old enough, get them to work. Help them, let them help you out.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that at all, ladies. Sometimes you have to let it go. You have to let that power, whatever you want to call it, go sometimes, because we want to do it all.
Set your energy on things that's going to produce productivity, not destruction, right? Because while you're sitting there for 3-4 hours cleaning up, doing laundry, cooking, cleaning and stuff, just imagine how many new customers you could have got on her, what books you could have read, like, and what new ideas could have been birthed out of your brain and your spirit that you could just continue on and continue on. So never feel sorry for wanting to help. Like, they're going to talk about you anyway. People are going to say, oh, whatever about you anyway. I don't care. Sometimes people come over and my house is not tidied up. Who cares? If you have a problem with it, help me clean up. I don't give a goddamn. This is what it is. It is what it is. If you have something to say, then change it. I'm focusing on the energy that's going to give me productivity. Doing laundry all day is not producing me nothing but sorting through dirty, stinky clothes.
Right. Don't feel embarrassed. Don't feel guilty. Don't feel shame.
No.
There was a season time that you could be able to commit to doing all of those things. But now you're in a different season, a different time in your life, and you are ready to do more for yourself. Right. And so there are going to be some things that you won't be able to do. It's not going to require your attention. And you're going to have to get additional resources to help you out with that, and so you can put your time and your energy on you, on your brand, on your new business, or whatever that you are trying to accomplish.
Everything is energy, even sales. Sales is just energy. And if you're not at the right energy for that day, it does affect how much you're going to make at the end of the day. And, a lot of us, when we make a profit in our business, what we do, we buy a new bag, we go on vacation, instead of saying, what can I invest in that does not require the internet, right? Who can I hire to just help me out here with some handyman stuff instead of you doing it yourself. So that way you could focus on, you know, your business and what have you. Yep.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I did a show yesterday on my group page, and it was called "You Are the Tool for Self-Improvement."
Yeah.
You are the tool for self-improvement. And I was just talking about what are the tools. And the tools are basically, you know, ladies, we need to go ahead and educate ourselves. Stop depending on, you know, other resources to give us information that we ourselves can go get for our, you know, get our own, you know, go to the library, you know, go on Google if you need to. You know, for me, I like to go to Barnes and Nobles. I take that time out for myself and go ahead and find some books or whatever. And I sit down at Starbucks, if there's a Starbucks there, and I just sit there and start reading some books that help enlighten my mind. You know, that kind of stuff, whether it's in my business, in relation to my business, or just my personal life or whatever, you know. Also take some courses or something like that. You know, ladies, I'm not talking about courses as far as like getting your degree or anything, but, you know, there's some things you can do locally around your area that you can, you know, enhance your mindset and learn more about your tasks. You know, your
journal. Like this morning, I was doing some heavy journaling, and I did a little bit different this morning. I was just journaling out all the negativity because I woke up this morning, I had a bad dream, and I woke up this morning and my mental state was so dark. It was like a dark cloud over my head. So I went in my notebook and I was just journaling out and purging out. I feel this and I feel that. I had this bad dream and the bad dream made me feel this way. And I purged it out, and then I did my priming, which I'll post a video of what a link to Tony Robinson's. I'll do it right now in the chat. But and then I was able to start my day.
Yeah.
You know, just purging out all the negative stuff, putting on a piece of paper.
That's
right?
good.
So I was out. It's out. I'm not holding that in and getting depressed, right? And then I did my priming, and after that, I was ready to get my day going. And yes, the first couple of times you do this, it's going to feel like, oh, this is work. You got to do it every day. You wake up in the morning, how is your mental state feeling? Write it out down on a piece of paper, and then continue on with your day. You know, primed up, ready to go. Some of us are starting the wrong day with all this negative garbage from yesterday.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna post
that's I like that a lot. That's giving me an idea.
Yeah, do it. I mean, that's
giving me an
the
idea.
best time for me to journal is in the beginning
that's giving me an idea
instead of the end of the day, because by the end of the day is gone. Like, what are you journaling at the end of the day? Right. I mean, still do it if that's what works for you. But yeah, I like to do it in the beginning because that's when, you know, the devil really starts to, pick at me and mess with my greatness.
Yeah, that's true. And you know what, that happens every time when we get up in the morning. You know, our mind is just rambling. It's like, wow, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. No, I don't want to do this. I don't. You know, it's like if you could hear your voice, hear your mind like on a loudspeaker, you would be like, oh my God, what is going on?
Yeah.
And so it's important that we do need to release all of that negative toxins out of our mindset, because if we don't, you know, you best believe your day is not going to be productive. It really isn't. It's just going to be a hot
from how you woke up in the morning. It does affect the rest of
your. It really does. I'm a living witness.
Priming is so freaking important. And again, I didn't create priming. Tony Robinson did. And I just shared a video in the comments there. That's his instructional from start to finish, like a 14-minute video. But his philosophy says, if you don't have 10 minutes to prime, then you don't have a life. Like, you gotta give that time of just priming out and taking the process. And yeah, the first couple of days is going to feel weird because you're going real deep mentally, but do it every day, and it just gets you into your high performance state.
Right.
You're able to handle everything because you're already primed.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Ladies, we want to say thank you for coming on. We truly, truly appreciate you so very much. Again, when you are watching this show, please share. We do come back and we definitely check the comments and questions that is that you have posted and all those great things. And we definitely do take questions and suggestions, I would say, and you know, and apply it to our upcoming episodes. We are on episode 24, so we have been doing this for a minute. Yeah, and it's amazing. I also have put the link down as well. I pinned it there as well. That is our group page. You are welcome to click on that and request to join, be a part of the group.
Yep.
And of course, there's going to be some other additional things coming up in the near future for us as well. We're trying to expand this to do more things, like webinars and all that other stuff like that. So this is in the works. It's in the works, right? But other than that, we want to say thank you so much for showing up and coming on. Letitia, do you have anything to say before we close out?
Yeah, like you said, so much stuff is going to come in the future, but as long as you are part of, if you go to the that bit.ly link there, you're able to get all updates on anything that we have coming up. So I just want to thank all of you ladies for showing up, and I hope the content that we gave you value. And if it did, please don't forget to share and tag another sister in here so she can get connected with this awesome movement as well.
Yeah, awesome. And also, ladies, I did post on the link, on the title there, underneath the title. I do have a podcast every Tuesday. I come on live, and you are welcome to click on that and definitely subscribe to my show, which is called Resilience is My Beauty. That's the name of the show. And it's great, a great show. I come with different contents and all those great things. And it's for all women. It is for all women to just be a part of. This is your domain. This is your stomping ground. This is your place to, to revive yourself, to evolve, to grow, all of that. God gave me the idea, and this was like in 2017, because I had said that I was going to do a podcast, and here it is now. And now I've been blessed that it's going to a lot of different platforms, Apple, Google Podcasts, Spotify. It's like, what? Breaker. It's just amazing. I'm really, really excited about it. But I am going to be going on today. So if you can, just go ahead and check on that, subscribe to it. And definitely share that podcast out as well to your sister friends as well. That's My right. goal is to get 1,000 subscribers. That is the goal. Yes. So we could be at the top of the podcast celebrities, if you will.
Yes.
It's not about me. It's a movement. As Letitia said, this is a powerful movement for women, for sisterhood, and that's very, very important. Okay, so ladies, and there were some brothers here. Hello,
brothers.
Thank you so very much for showing up. We really do appreciate you very, very much. We will be back, God willing, next week with another powerful topic. And again, feel free to throw out some suggestions for us, and we can be able to take that under consideration and use it for future shows as well. Other than that, we want to tell you to have a great, great day. And remember, ladies, you are resilient.
That's right. See you guys next Tuesday. Bye, guys.